Hi everyone, welcome back to Pepcoding. I hope you all are doing good. So in this video, we are going to do one more question related to doubly linked list. So our question is remove after in doubly linked list. So let's try to understand the question. So in first line, what we have given, you are given a partially written doubly linked list class. Okay. In second line, you are required to complete the body of after remove after function. So we have given one function and name of that function is remove after, right? Now, what has given to us next? This function is supposed to remove value after given node. So in that function, we have to remove value of that node which is coming after our given node. Okay, so we have given one node and we have to remove that node which is coming after that node. Okay, so I hope you have understood till now. Now in third line, what we have to do, if size of list is 0, then return list is empty. Okay, in fourth line, if index is invalid, then return index is invalid, right? In fifth line, what we have given, if location which we want to remove is null, then return location is invalid. Yes. In sixth line, you are required to update head, tail and size as required. And in seventh line, input and output is managed for you. Just update the code in incomplete function. Okay. So see, we have given this remove after function. We have to write our code here. Okay. So let's try to understand the question now. See, we have given one doubly linked list. You all are familiar with doubly linked list, right? 3 and 5. So this is our doubly linked list. What we have to do, for example, we have given this node. So we will give it name as reference node. Okay. So the question demand is we have to remove that node which is coming after given node. So this node is given to us. I have to remove that node now. Okay. So this is the demand of my question. So this I have to do in my question. Now how many cases are possible? See, we always have given one node. We always have given one node and we have to remove the node coming which is after this node. That means size of linked list, size of my linked list cannot be 0 because we always have given one node, right? So I hope you have understood till now. Let's try to understand the cases of this question now. Okay. Now this is my doubly linked list and how many cases are possible, let's discuss that. So initially initially this is my head and this is my tail. Okay, if this is my reference node, tail node is my reference node, then how can I delete the node which is coming after my reference node? There is no node after this reference node. So in that case, what we can do, we know next of reference node is null. So here it is storing null. Okay, so what we will do, if next of reference node, see, if next of my reference node is null, then simply what we can do, we will print location is invalid, location is invalid, right? And at the end we will return -1 because this has given to us in question. See this line, if location which we want to remove is null, then return location is invalid. Okay, so this is the case which is possible here. Now coming to the second case which may be possible. Five. See, this is my tail. Okay, if second last node of my linked list is given as my reference node, okay, as we all know, in doubly linked list, this denotes my previous pointer where I can store address of my previous node. Here I can store address of my next node and here I can store my data. So you all are familiar with this, right? Now, coming here. Now see, at reference nodes next, this is next of reference node, right? We have this node. I'm going to create one node and the name of that node is, I'm going to give it name as forward node. Okay. So at next of my reference node, at next of my reference node, I have forward node, right? And at next of forward node, you can see next of forward node, this is my forward node and this is next of my forward node, we have null. Then what we will do, if next of forward node, which is this, is null, we will check it from here. If next of forward node is null, that means our node is a tail node. That means our forward node is a tail node. So what we can simply do, we will, sorry, I will take some another pen. At next of my reference node, this is next of my reference node, I will store null because I want to delete that node which is coming after my reference node. So I want to delete this node now. So at next of reference node, instead of storing the address of forward node, I will store null. And I also have to break second pointer. So at previous of my forward node, I have to break this connection also, right? So at previous of my forward node, at previous of my forward node, I will also store null. So this way this connection will get break and my tail will shift from here to here. Now this will become my tail. So my tail is now my reference node and size will get decreased by 1. Okay. So this is the case which may be possible here, right? I hope you have understood this. Now coming to my third case. See, if this is my reference node or any node till here, because we have seen this case and this case. If this is my reference node or any node which is excluding my second last node and last node. So what I have to do in that case, see, I am giving, this is my reference node and I want to delete that node which is coming after reference node. So I am going to name this node as my forward node because I want to delete this node. Now, see, to delete this node, what I have to do, I have to shift my one pointer here and previous of that pointer here. For that, what I will do, at next of my reference node, that means this is my next of reference node, I will store address of this node and this node's address is, has stored in next of forward node. I am storing address of this node. So to store what I will do, at next of reference node, I will store next of forward node which is denoting this node. So at next of my forward node, but I will store address of this node which has stored here at next of forward node, right? Then this connection has created, right? Now this is my next of forward node now which has stored here. Now at I have to create this connection also. So at previous of my forward nodes next, this is my forward nodes next. At forward nodes next, previous, here I will store my reference node to create this connection. So I will store my reference node, right? Now I have created these links, these two links, but I also have to delete this node. For that, what I will do, at next of forward node, this is my forward node as you all know. At next of my forward node, I will store null, and previous of my forward node, I will also store null. So at forward nodes next, I will store null. Similarly for forward nodes previous, I will store null. Now this connection will get break. So I'm able to delete my this node, right? Then I will simply decrease the size of linked list by 1. So we have to do these three cases in my code. So let's try to code it first. First of all, I will write this, then these two cases. Okay. See, here what I will do, I will write my first case. What was my first case? This is my first case. If reference nodes next, that means this is my reference node and next of my reference node stores null. Then what I will do, add reference nodes next, if next of reference node is null, simply print location is invalid, right? And return -1. Okay, we will see what we will return here. Now I have handled one case. Now I have to handle second case, which is this case. If this is my reference node, then I will create one more node which I want to delete. Okay, so this become my forward node. See what we were doing in that case. So here I will create one more function node, then remove after node, and I will create one node, reference node. Now in this function what we will do, in if part I will do something and in else part I will perform something else. Okay, so in if block I will check this condition. If forwards next of forward node, that is this, next of my forward node is null, that means this is my tail. So if first of all I will create one node and that node name is forward, right? And I will store next of reference node there. If forwards next is equals to null, that means next of our forward node is null. What does that mean? Forward node is tail node. Okay, as we have seen here, right? So if next of forward node is null, what I will do, at next of reference node, I will store null, because I have to remove my next node which is coming after reference node. Then what I have to do after that, I have deleted this connection. Now also I have to break this connection. So at previous of my forward node, this is my forward node, and previous of my reference node, I will also store null. So at previous of my reference node, I will also store null. Then I will update my tail and reference node now become my tail node, right? So see here, now reference node will become my tail and size will get decreased. So here size will also get decreased. So I will decrease size here at the end. Okay, now coming here, I have to write my third case here. If this is my third case, if reference nodes next, I have to delete this node. So I have to store at reference nodes next, I have to store next of my forward node, which is this node. So see, at next of my reference node, I have to store next of my forward node. Okay, so at reference nodes next, I have to store next of my forward node. Then what I have to do after that, now I have created my one link. Now also I have to store, I have to create my second link. So at previous of my forward nodes next, this is my forward nodes next. At previous of my forward nodes next, I will store my reference node. At previous, sorry, at previous of my reference nodes next node, I will store my reference node. Then what I will do, see, then I also have to break these two links. So at next of my forward node and at previous of my forward node, I will store null. So at next of my reference node, at next of my reference node, I will store null, and at previous of my reference node, I will also store null. Okay, so see, I have done all the functionalities, and now at the end I have to call my remove after node function here. Remove after node function. Oh god, remove after node function, and I will pass my reference node here, then print data of that. Let's run it now. So this is giving us an compilation error, no return statement. Okay, so see here, we have this. So I'm doing one mistake here. And I'm taking forward variable, and here I am writing forward node. Okay, so let's run it. Again we are getting compilation error. So at the end I also have to return node, right? Where my question has gone, so I have to return my forward node here. Let's run it now. Again we are getting compilation error. We have done one more mistake. Let's try to understand the mistake. At previous nodes next, 316 line. Okay, wait. So at previous of my forward node, see, so my output has got accepted. Let's submit it. So we are getting correct answer. I hope you have understood this question. What I am doing here, first of all, here I am writing my first condition, this condition which I have explained you, right? Now I am creating one more function where I am performing my these two conditions and just calling this function after this. In this function I am returning this. Okay, this function. Okay, so I hope you have understood it till now. If you haven't understood it, please watch this video again. Thank you so much.